Hey, this is Bianca Blanc, and you're listening to great music on The Gareth Nelson Show.
All right, she's in studio with me live here. Bianca Blanc, that was her brand new song, Step Right Up. Bianca, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
Not too bad, thank you. All right, apparently you battled to find this place. That seems to be everybody.
I did. It was very hard and I was very stressed out, but I'm super chilled now, feeling a lot better.
She's been chilling in studio chatting to us. Mr. G, of course, is keeping us company as well. All right, Bianca, just tell us a bit about how you got started into music and why you love music so much.
I've been doing music as long as I can remember. I started singing lessons when I was like 12 years old, and I wrote my first song when I was 14. I started playing guitar, and I did a show called the Just Inspired Sessions where I was seen by Just Music, and they signed me, and that's kind of where everything started.
The rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
And your best moments in your career so far? Things that have really stood out for you?
Wow. I have to say, releasing my album, I had my launch party on the 26th of September, and it was just incredible. I was very emotional, thinking of where we started at the Just Inspired Sessions to actually standing there and having my album produced to perfection by Matthew Fink. It was just... It was amazing.
And things that have been lowlights for you in your career so far, things that have you could do better.
I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything that's actually ever made me like doubt my career in music. It's always been fun, and it's always been a learning curve, and I meet incredible people.
Yes.
So I don't think there's actually ever been a low
point, yes.
A low point,
Well, let's
yeah.
hope there's not many ever as well.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
so for you, what do you think of now, as a young artist now breaking through into the music industry now, what do you think of the current state of South African music as it is right now?
I think it's a very interesting industry. The South African music industry, there's a very big variety of talent and different kinds of music. I'm only one genre where there's rap and pop and rock and folk, and I think it's very diverse and quite amazing. Actually, it's very intimidating.
Yes. And I mean, do you feel that there is room to grow now with regards to sort of, can I say, English pop music in this country? Because obviously we're seeing a big trend towards sort of quieter music and hip hop, as you say, Afrikaans music as well. Do you think that English pop still has relevance in this country, English rock even?
I definitely think so. There aren't just Afrikaans people or English people or, I don't know, French or Spanish or whatever. South Africa is a very diverse country. So I think the music can also be diverse. I think English pop still definitely has a place in the music industry. And I've seen and heard that people respond well to something new in terms of music.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I hope to bring something new.
Bring something different, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
And now let's take it to the broader sense of the word, world music. Now, obviously, a lot of world music now, you can find it, everything's on iTunes, Spotify, etc.
Yeah.
Do you think there's almost an oversaturation because of technology that almost anybody now can make a song on their computer? And has it almost diminished the sort of talent that's coming through with music around the world?
I don't think so. I think it's very difficult for someone to get in the industry. And I think technology makes that a little bit easier because there is a lot of talent that people don't have the opportunity to show. They have amazing talent, but they don't have the resources to maybe record something professionally, to go to a producer, to go see someone, but they decide, okay, let's try something by myself. And those people might become very, very successful. I don't think technology has influenced music negatively. I think actually it is positive. It's a new platform for musicians to grow on.
And what do you think of like the advent of like these, how can I call them, popularity shows like The Voice, like Idols and all these things? Do you think that's a real representation of what talent is coming through, or do you prefer this old-fashioned way of sort of working your way to the top, as it were?
I think people sometimes, they think music and someone who becomes famous, I think they think it happens overnight. And those competitions support that theory. But it's very, very hard work for 99% of people who are in the music industry. Like Elvis Blue, when I opened for him, he told me the story of how he started out as someone who opened for other artists, I am now. And he told me how hard he worked and where he is now. If you ask a South African person, or anyone for that matter, who Elvis Blue is, they'll probably tell you.
Absolutely.
So I think hard work is definitely the better way to get there.
And that takes me to my next question. I mean, a young girl comes up to you and says, I want to be the next big singer. What would your advice be to a young girl like that?
Probably to never stop trying. I've heard no's my entire life, and one big yes, or a few yeses, but that one yes is the one that you've been waiting for. It's the thing that you've been working for the whole time, and it'll probably lead to so much more.
Okay, and then what's the future hold for you now as an artist?
Well, my album just dropped, so at the moment I'm trying to sell that and have people hear my music and be happy about it. I want people to like what I've given them. For now, gigs, a lot of gigs. But if the people want to see me, they can go check it out on my Facebook page at Bianca Blanc Music. But yeah, a lot of gigs.
Gigging is the way to go, I suppose.
Yeah.
Get the stuff out there. And I mean, what's your, who's artists that have inspired you now and things like that?
I've got so many. I've got so many artists. I've actually recently loaded onto Deezer. I was announced as the Deezer Next Artist Inspirations.
Congratulations.
And now I've got an Inspirations playlist on Deezer. So those artists are basically the artists that inspired me. It goes from like the Beatles to Rubber Duck to Mango Groove is on there. Fransje van Gogh, Karen Zoid. It's a big variety. Yeah.
And I was going to ask you now, I mean, for you now, do you want to take your music overseas, and do you want to conquer the Grammys one day, as it were, and get onto number one on the Billboard chart?
Of course, it's every singer's dream to do that one day. I think I'm very young and there's still a lot of time for me to do that. So in the future, maybe yes. Right now, I'm still trying to show people who I am as an artist and who I am as a person. And I'm hoping that one day it might become more.
And what inspires you as a songwriter? I mean, when you sit down with that pen in hand or guitar, what inspires you to write that song?
I find inspiration in people around me. It's hard for me to find inspiration in places and stuff. So people around me inspire me, things that happen to me. That's what inspires me.
Well, that's the best way to be inspired, is by everyday life, as it were. All right, so we're going to chat more to Bianca after this, and she's going to be playing her song Butterflies for us live. But I'm going to play this cover that she did, and it really impressed me. It's Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. She told me I must tell you guys that it's very old. She says 4 years old. So she's a bit embarrassed about it. I don't know why. I think it's fantastic. Here it is, Seven Nation Army. Such a beautiful cover that. I've just got a text message in from somebody here. They haven't left their name, unfortunately. It says, "Hi, Gareth. I love this cover." So there you go. So I was right. I knew it was. All right, so Bianca's going to play live for us after this ad break. All right, Bianca's going to play live for us. It's her song Butterflies. Bianca, when you're ready.
Cool. You walk down the street with her, she has no idea the games you play, but still you never stay. I see you there talking fine. She never knew you were mine. The games you play, but still you never stay. You give her butterflies with your lies. You take her breath away. You give her butterflies with those eyes. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye. 'Cause I saw you with her, feelings gone away, and I realized I don't need you anyway. 'Cause I saw you with her, feelings gone away, and I realized I don't need you. You are your butterflies. Goodbye, 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 yeah. Butterflies.
Awesome, beautiful. What's
Thank
that
you
song
very
about? Tell us
much.
about that one.
I went through a breakup in 10th grade.
Oh, wow,
And
okay.
I was very dramatic about it. I wrote this song. Yeah, so it's basically a breakup song
It's a
with
breakup
a
song.
with a very poppy and exciting music. Yeah.
Kind of
theme.
sense, I can sense a bit of like teenage angst there as well, like that. Is that right? Like
Yeah,
a little bit of like,
I was in a
pushovers,
yeah, I was in a difficult place in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah.
And this was kind of the cherry on top. So I wrote the song, and it's changed my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, music is so cathartic like that, isn't it? Because it just helps you to deal with things. We actually were just chatting to Mark G now off air, saying about exactly that. Just write from the heart, write what's happening in your life. It's
Yeah.
like a diary, isn't it? So that text was from Mario, for the Rock Doctor, by the way. That said,
Nice.
well in the cover there.
Thank you.
All right, Bianca, you're going to play another one for us. What's
yes.
this one?
This song is called Just Like Rain. It is a love song. It is on my album,
Mm-hmm.
which is available online.
All good stores, iTunes,
Yes,
Spotify, etc.
yeah.
Do yourself a favor and go and get this. It's very, very, very good.
Thank
All right,
you.
Bianca, when you're ready.
Cool. From first date I met you, I knew I would never let you go. Now I'm sitting here speechless, will it ever stop? I don't know. Oh yeah, you leave me breathless. You make my heart pound right out my chest. You break down my walls. You catch me when I fall. Just like rain, I still fall for you. You make me feel just like diamonds shining like the sun, like I'm your only one. We were meant to be just two, me and you. You leave me breathless. You make my heart pound right out of my chest. You break down my walls. You catch me when I fall. Just like rain, I'll still fall for you. Just like rain, I fall for you again.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Thank you
Very,
very
very,
much.
very nice,
Thank you.
Bianca. Thank you so much for coming in today and playing those
Thank you
beautiful
very
songs.
much for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, we'll just come back again. Get you on
Yes.
often.
Well, thank you for
Bianca, so
inviting
where
me.
can we find more about you? I know you mentioned your Facebook, etc., but websites, etc. Anything
I
like
do
that?
have a website,
Mhm.
biancablanc.co.za, I think.
Mhm.
But
Google.
everything is on Facebook at Bianca Blanc Music.
Yeah, yeah.
Also on Instagram and Twitter at Bianca Blanc Music.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, this album now is out in all the big stores at the moment.
It is online. It should be in music shops by now.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a slight delay, but
Do
it
people actually
should
buy
be.
physical copies still these days?
They
really?
do.
Really?
I've actually sold a few boxes.
There you go.
So yeah,
Shows it.
I think when it's local music,
Mm.
I know I prefer to buy local music, hard
hold it
copies,
in
and
your
then
hand.
like overseas people I'll download stuff. But yeah,
And gigs coming up this weekend, for example, where people can catch you?
I've got a wedding tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And then market at the Sheds, I think on Sunday, yeah.
And
But everything is on
that's
Facebook.
not Mr. Dan V's wedding tomorrow, is that right? Because you know
No. Dan V's wedding is in November.
November. Because
Yeah.
remember, Dan, of course, came on the show as well, played live for me as well. So that was very cool. So
Good
Bianca's
friend.
going to be the entertainment at
Yeah.
that. And of course, the guest of honor as well, probably.
No.
All right, Bianca,
that
thank
would
you.
be the bride and the groom.
Well, you think so. You hope so anyway. Bianca, thank you so much for coming in
Thank
today.
you very much for having me.
And we'll chat soon and hopefully get you on again. We'll definitely watch your career and wish you all the best for the future.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. So we'll be, like I said, do yourself a favor, guys. Go and get that album. It's absolutely brilliant. So do yourself a favor and support some local good music there from this young talent, Bianca.